Alright, so today we're going to do something completely different. And it's one of the things I really believe in. If you're going to be out prospecting all the time, if you're going to be exploring, if you want to live your life outside and you want to do it well, one of the things you got to do is remain fit. A high fitness level keeps you safer in the outdoors. It makes your quality of life better. And it also makes you a better prospector. In my 40s, I'd roll out of bed because I had a friend I used to go with, and we'd be out there like 12 hours. You know, you're bending, you're squatting, you're rolling rocks, you're doing all these activities. Now, I've always run and lifted weights and done things like this. Not hardcore with the weights because I don't like that bulk, but people tell me, they say, well, I don't have time to work out. Well, one of the things I've done, and I've done this for a long time now, is I've actually done what I call workplace workout. And the kind of work I do allows me to do this more so than you would at other places. But I really think that you can make time for it and adapt this sort of thing to your workplace. I work in an industrial setting. I used to be like manager and supervisor, back in the 90s. And I thought, I want free time. So I started doing this other genre of work, closely related, and it gave me free time. So the really great thing about it is that it doesn't feel like a workout. I just integrate it into my day. And I'm going to show you what I do at work. And I think that you can adapt it to your work environment and do something, even if you have to do it for 15 minutes on your lunch break or something like this. It'll enhance you, because then one day a week I do weights and I trail run a couple of days a week when the weather is cool enough. If we are going over 100 degrees, I don't trail run. I take a few months off, but I'm out hiking and doing that kind of thing, so it doesn't matter. My cardio, I never lose my cardio either, and so that's a real plus. So all right, we're going to walk around the plant, and then we're going to do workplace fitness. Okay, this is an area where I usually kind of slither outside from here, and I've got this ladder, and look, there's gloves up there. Give me a little extra padding, wussy boy it. But so we got ladders all over the facility, and a lot of places have ladders of some variety. What better way to utilize a ladder than to use it as a freaking chin-up bar? So I throw on some gloves, because it is metal and it's a little bit, the edges they're not sharp, but they're squared off. I do anywhere, depending on the shift, from 4 to 10 sets of between 8 and 12 chin-ups on a day that I call a workout work day. So just hop on up and start cranking them out. Okay, I did 11. The chin-up is really good because you have to keep your legs steady. You don't want to go swinging. So you're getting core. Your whole torso works. And of course your arms. Not everyone can do a chin-up right away. But do one. You start from a hanging position. And just do one. See how much you can get on the second one. And maybe in a few months, you'll be able to do a half dozen, maybe more. So another thing I like, because I'm about to make a round of the plant, is I like to do these, I call them a hanging Roman chair, basically. So I get up here, and I'm just going to hang. That's it. But you just do what you can do at the beginning. I mean, there's no peer pressure or anything. You're working out alone, basically. Or maybe you can get a partner at work. So, I like those too. Wherever I go in the facility, there are stairs. Climb them. Trust me, they are the very best thing that you can do. Everything's cool. Walk on down. Oh, and if you got a monstrosity like that, trust me, we're gonna do something with that. You can see those flights of stairs. You take 15 minutes, walk up and down it. You could probably walk up and down it, I don't know, maybe 10 times. It's super fun, just a steady pace, no hurry. You don't have to run the stairs. Just good form, keeping your back straight. But we'll get to that in a little bit. All right, so I'm at a sampling tap where we do basically a settling test. And since I've got 5 minutes, I can do some other stuff right here. And there's nothing better than old-fashioned push-ups. $25 will do. But anyways, so then you can knock out going around the plant or going around your workplace. You could knock out 4 or 5 sets of push-ups. And I'm really utilizing my time well, that's for sure. Also, when you do push-ups, change hand positions. You can put them closer together, further apart. If you're really bold, you could do the hand claps. I don't know, depending on your conditioning. But I mean, it's totally old school. In fact, all these exercises are, and you can create your own exercise. You could do lunges while you're out here as well. So then, I come to another area and I find myself next to a pretty nice high ladder. I like this one. It's my favorite. And it's because it has sufficient height, but depending on your condition, it takes a lot. You've got 4 points of contact and you're basically kind of crawling up. So you climb up and down one of these buggers. It's really good. You get a little bit of a workout, and it works like some different muscles that you wouldn't ordinarily, work out. So with this kind of thing, I emphasize take your time, safety, and wear gloves if you have to. Bring your own gloves. It's good work. I think it does your forearms well. You're having a grip, and I like ladders. Now these you can do, I leave them to your discretion. I like doing them in shorts. I don't like doing them in long pants. But you can do the terror of the squat thrust, because it is physically taxing, but it's a good exercise. I do them in my shorts during regular workouts, or sometimes I'll do a home workout, because there's a patio I can jump up on, and I can do, all my chin-ups and pull-ups, and I can do almost everything there. So, but you can do these at work, and but I just don't like them in jeans, so. They're a little taxing. So, but it's another idea, because that's something you can do anywhere. Alright, so it's time to grab some samples. But I've done some chin-ups. I've done a couple of sets of chin-ups, but one thing we forgot, we don't want to just do one side. So now I'm going to do some pull-ups. So I'm going to go out and get samples. I'm going to do their exercise. Here's the big one. Now, everyone, I think, probably a significant number of people have stairs of some kind or another. You probably don't have anything like this, as we can see from looking up. It's awesome. The rocket. And so we definitely have some stairs here. And it's awesome. So what we do is we're going to walk up and down. And now generally you walk up and down these stairs. I do 10 to 15. Up and down 1, up and down 2, up and down 3. When you're going up, of course, you know what that works, because you're going to feel it significantly more than you'll feel coming down. But you know, something people don't really think about is that when you're coming downstairs, there's a lot of little muscles and stabilizing, I call them stabilizing muscles, and they literally stabilize you so you don't go flying all over the place. And so it definitely takes care of different muscles. You want to walk up and down in upright posture, of course, and you want to make sure your legs are doing all the work. Since I'm in a workplace, I actually have to maintain, you know, a certain degree of extra safety. I mean, if I was running up these stairs and I slipped and hurt myself, what am I going to tell people? So what you'll find is the first climb, your body ramps up. You'll feel your heart working, and you'll breathe a little deeper. I think we figured that this is about 8 stories. So we're at the top. I do a quick turnaround, and then I head on down. And then, like I said, if you do as many as you can. I mean, you don't want to come into work like if you did it on your lunch hour. Now, if you did it on your lunch hour, you'd have to compress all this stuff. But I don't know, if you're already retired or whoever you are, you can find this kind of stuff all over. You can go to like a local high school or junior college, and a lot of times you can get access to their field, and they usually have bleachers. You can do something similar with that. So that's it. It's a pretty cool view. I guess we'll go up one more time. What the heck? It's not bad. It's a great view here. New construction, agriculture. Pretty cool. I don't know, everything I do is kind of super fun. I think I created a good Douglas world. That's what it's all about. Anyways, that's it for this. If I did it all 10, you'd be bored out of your mind, and I can't, well, I can chit chat a lot, but probably not that much. Okay, so the next thing, we're in the warehouse. It's just a storage area for extra parts, some chemistries or some polymers in here, forklifts, that kind of thing. But in this room, I like to do crawls. I don't know, the concrete's a little better for it. You gotta wear gloves to do these. You can do them a few different ways, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a crawl. super cool. Okay, so while I'm up here checking our sludge thickener and containment area, which by the way is right down there, one of the things I like to do is I'll do some like leg lift type stuff here, and I like it because right there I'm hanging off some steps, so I can lower myself down a little bit more and I have more of a range of lift. And I think range of motion is really important, because if you're out prospecting, you're bending, you're squatting. I don't know if you've ever tried to get, and you're all discombobulated in a hole, or you're up in an area and you're trying to hammer, pick, and move a boulder or a large rock out of the way, and you could get in some pretty awkward positions. So I just try all kinds of different movements, and I do anything like all the different exercises. Something along those lines, and something that a friend of mine told me many years ago. He said, hey man, if you don't want to have back problems, do as much as you can to strengthen your core. And almost everything I do, including running and climbing up the steps, if you keep your posture, you're actually going to inadvertently strengthen your core. And that's a big deal when you're out there digging, hiking, and I don't know, all the things we do. Another thing you can do is when you're doing push-ups, different grips. Even on the edge of the steps, the very grip in itself changes the way you work out. And it's interesting because if you're just working your body from a slightly different angle, so that your body doesn't get programmed. And again, I can't reiterate enough, if you have stairs, walk the stairs. If you've got an elevator, just take the stairs. If you're in an office building, just take the stairs. All right, so I think this video is going to conclude, and you can probably find tons of exercises to do on your own. Some of the ones I do here around the plant work for me, and I think they're super cool. Another thing you can do, and I think it's really important, this is the big one and I've worked really hard on it. I reduced my sugar intake by 60% and I feel much better. What I did was I used to eat the regular yogurt, and I'd eat, good quality stuff, and non-GMO and all that. But I realized that, the first things we ate that were sweet primarily were some vegetable sources, leaves, different blossoms, and honey. When some brilliant person somewhere realized that smoke could render a hive to be relatively docile, and you could get in there and get some of the comb and the honey, and boy, you had some sugary sweet stuff. So what I've done is I don't buy the yogurt with the fruit in the container anymore. I like yogurt and I love ice cream, but I don't eat ice cream very much. So I will take a reasonable amount of honey. I have very little, a fair amount of yogurt in there, but not much. Probably, I don't know, a fifth of this container. And then I'll mix this honey around in this yogurt. And I think I've got, for my body to utilize, I think I've got and not make my pancreas go freaking hog wild pumping insulin. I think that using the honey is a way to go easy on your body and use it to replace sugar. I don't think it's that expensive. It lasts a long time. It's fantastic, and you get this great variety of taste as well dependent upon, you know, where the bees were doing their work. So I hope this gives you some ideas. I think if we want to be outdoors people, I think we have to remain fit well into old age as long as we can, and by doing it and retaining as much muscle mass as we can as we age, I think that this is very helpful. I mean, because if you can't do the things that you really enjoy and love, I mean, I think life would lose a lot of its value. You can't quite replace being out there. So, anyways, I hope this gives some ideas. Make up your own, you know, routine, and just have fun with it. It's not supposed to be drudgery.